Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay, and you're watching Adorama TV.
Adorama TV presents Stay Focused with Doug McKinlay.
For today's segment, we're going to look at landscapes, but with a twist. Now, it's often said the best landscape lenses are the wide angles, 21 or 24 or 35. And by and large, this is true. But by dismissing all other focal lengths, you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice. Because good landscape pictures can be made with longer lenses. So today we're going to look at landscapes with telephotos and zoom lenses. Just to be clear, I'm not saying put away the wide angles in favor of telephotos or long zoom lenses. In fact, when I'm shooting landscape pictures, I often use both. It's just with the longer lenses, they allow me to pick out individual sections of an image that are compositionally strong and visually striking, independent of the scene as a whole. They help me clear out the clutter and make a much more intimate picture. I've always loved long lens landscapes, right from the very first time I got my hands on a telephoto lens. I just love the way that some subjects really play for them, like a line of trees on the horizon, or a single building in a giant vista, or perhaps a meandering river, or even the mist in the mornings in the mountains. But there's no hard and fast rules of what makes a long lens landscape. It's something individual photographers have to figure out for themselves. Now, there are some technical issues you have to think about when you're doing long lens landscapes. First and foremost, you need to stabilize all your gear, which means a good tripod. I happen to use an Induro. Now, we need to reduce any kind of camera shake, remembering that longer lenses, that's really pronounced. So in addition to your tripod, you need to lock the mirror up and you need to use a cable release. Next up is the issue of diffraction. Now, smaller apertures, really small apertures, 16, 22, 32, tend to make the picture less sharp. So I would probably recommend nothing smaller than about f11. Now, your focusing also is very important. Now, I would say yes, use your autofocus to get your subject where you want it. Then I would switch it off. I'd go to live view in the back of my camera. I'd magnify it to 10 times, tweak the focus, come out of it, then I would take the picture using my cable release. On the creative side, longer lenses tend to reduce depth of field and compress subjects. Therefore, background elements in your picture will look closer and foreground elements will look bigger. You can open the aperture up to say 2.8 and isolate just one small element in your subject as sharp, or you can shut it down to f11 and create greater depth of field. Just remember that depth of field is affected by distance. The closer you are to your subject, the less depth of field. The further away you are, the more depth of field. With the reach that longer lenses have, lighting conditions become more flexible too. No longer are photographers tethered to shooting only in the mornings or in the afternoons. Flatter lighting conditions allow for tighter pictures with greater detail, while skies that are really boring or over-contrasty can just simply be cut out of the picture. Telephotos and long zoom lenses have a narrow angle of view. They only take a thin slice of a given scene. Once you learn to see the world the way they do, the possibilities are endless. Compositions are simplified to line, shape, and form. So get out there with these long lenses and make some great landscape pictures. Thanks for watching, and I'm Doug McKinlay for Adorama TV. Now you can subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos. We want to know what you think, so please like or comment on this video. And stop by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.